After working with nice guys and people pleasers for years now, I don't know how long it's been, a core theme has come through that really links us all together. Now, while there are probably hundreds of different types of nice guy and thousands of variations, there is one factor that we all have in common, and that is the desire to control. Specifically, it's the desire to control our emotional state. It looks like the desire to control other people and the desire to control our results and outcomes and situations, but all of those are just in service of controlling how we feel, achieving what Dr. Robert Glover calls a smooth, problem-free life. That is to say, to stay in a narrow band of comfortable emotions at all times. You cannot hope to recover from nice guy syndrome without first letting go of control. Now, of course, this is not something you can do permanently. It's more like a practice, something you have to keep coming back to and keep reminding yourself of and keep trying to achieve every day. But if you do not do that, if you refuse to let go of control, you have no hope of recovery from this thing. How do we know it's about control? Well, listen to some of these classic signs, these classic symptoms and behaviors of nice guys that are about to follow, and think of the word control as you listen to these. Trying to manage people's emotions for them, calming down an angry person, cheering up a sad person, entertaining a bored person, giving advice to a confused person, and on, always trying to adjust somebody else's emotions even though they haven't asked, and even if they have asked, not questioning whether or not it's the right thing to do. Avoiding confrontation and conflict, kind of an obvious one, but trying to stay away from any conversation that gets emotionally uncomfortable, trying to prevent it from happening, trying to anticipate and redirect it, or when it does happen, trying to sugarcoat it and bring it down and get everybody friendly again. Working extra hard and extra long to get it all done and to get it done just right. What a lot of people call perfectionism, what I call mediocrity. But basically having a task list that just doesn't end, you never say no to anything, everything's equally important. On the other hand to that, procrastinating on things that aren't easily winnable, avoiding things that look like you're going to fail or where it looks like it's going to get uncomfortable and rough and you can't see a clear victory. Getting flustered by things not going as planned or things not going your way. Exploding outwards or imploding inwards when you have a string of bad luck where things don't go your way a lot of times in a row and you start to get angry about the universe being unfair in some way. Sticking with things that are easy and comfortable even though they aren't really fulfilling. Quitting things when you fail early on and don't see a clear pathway towards mastery. Becoming obsessed with certain achievements that seem to guarantee lifelong comfort, like superior wealth, marriage, becoming famous, these kinds of things that promise that things are going to be easy for you for a long time. Now, ironically, when trying to achieve this comfortable long-term life, we spend a lot of our time feeling stressed and angry and frustrated and exhausted and confused and ashamed. So in our methodology, we actually suffer all the things we're trying to avoid, and the classic nice guy backfire. I've included a link to a podcast I did about this a few months ago. The idea that all nice guy strategies backfire, they all end up causing the thing they're trying to prevent. And this is just a classic core example of that. When we try to control everything so that we can feel emotionally comfortable, the only thing we guarantee is that we're never emotionally comfortable. Why are we like this? This fucking pointless way of living. Why do we do it? Because of trauma, of course. Because something happened when we were young, probably a long series of things happening, what's called complex trauma, where we found that the concept of being in control was the only real solution. Perhaps you had an unstable or unpredictable parent or parents, and you found that keeping yourself under control and keeping everything perfect and making everyone happy seemed to reduce the amount of pain that you got from them. Or maybe making everyone laugh and making everyone think you're the funny guy stopped you getting bullied and ostracized at school. You saw something that ended the pain by being in control of other people and circumstances. And as a little kid, you locked that in as a strategy, never really knowing that you were even doing it, and not suspecting that one day when you were older, it was going to backfire on you significantly and stop working completely. So at the heart of Nice Guy Recovery is saying goodbye to that ineffective childhood strategy. It's about letting go of control, as uncomfortable as you're going to be with that, in order to achieve the actual contentment and confidence that you've been seeking all along. You've got to work from the outside in. Rather than trying to control your emotions, you're going to let go of control of people and situations first. You're going to stop trying to manage everything and everyone all the time. I call it letting the world burn. You're going to take away that pillar of support that you think you are, and you're going to let everything come crashing down. At least that's what you think's going to happen. What we're going to see is that when you take away all that controlling that you do, the universe will actually continue on just okay without you. As you work on letting go of control of others and letting go of control of situations and results, eventually you're going to start to become okay with having uncomfortable emotions, because you're going to have them a lot. But you've already been having them a lot, so this is not going to be a new experience for you. It's just going to be, you're going to let them happen rather than them occurring to you as a result of you trying too hard to stop them from happening. They happen either way. This time you're just not going to put up a fight. Here are some practical examples you can use to start letting go of control in a measurable way. Reduce and remove all padding, as I call it, from conversations. That's anything extra you add to what you say to make it more understandable, to make it easier to accept, to make the other people less likely to react badly to it, and so on. All that apologetic, sugar-coating padding that you add so that somebody's more likely to respond positively. Start cutting that out and just giving them the raw facts, giving them the idea, the opinion, the preference, without trying to manage their response for them. Even if you're not sure they're going to understand what you say, let them be confused rather than trying to prevent them from being confused. Start engaging in what I call one-hit confrontations. And what that means is when you need to speak your mind and say your piece, but you're not actually looking to change somebody else because you've let go of control, you just do a one-hit. You say your thing, you speak your mind, and then you drop all defensiveness, all justification, all explanation, and you don't respond again. You just said your piece and that's it. You're done. So let's say I say to you, like, it upsets me when you talk to me like that, and they go, no, but you did this and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this isn't a debate. I'm just telling you that I got upset by that. We're done talking about it now. You don't allow it to become a back and forth. I'm not saying all confrontations should be like this. This is a training technique where you learn to like go into a confrontation knowing you're going to lose, knowing they're going to have the last word, knowing you're not going to defend yourself or explain yourself any further. Just doing it to express you and let go of control of everything else. You'll be amazed at how much easier this is than trying to confront and win. If you confront and lose on purpose, it's much easier to get it out because you don't even have to get it right. Deliberately undertake a hobby or a series of activities that you know you're going to suck at. They should be things you also enjoy, but things maybe you gave up on in the past or things you've avoided starting because you suspect you're not going to master it, you're not going to become the best in the world. Like I currently play chess and I don't play it very well. I probably should have started playing it a long time ago when I was genuinely interested in it, but I was too scared of being seen as a nerd and too scared of losing because everybody was actually nerds and they were good at it. Just choose something where you know you're going to be middle of the pack at best. You know you're never going to be on the podium or get the gold medal. In fact, you're not even going to compete. You're just going to do it for you and just suck at it and just do it for the enjoyment of doing it. Undertake what I call a nil by mouth rule for other people being upset. You can hug them, you can make expressions of body language that show sympathy, but do not say a fucking word to change their mood. If someone's crying, let them cry. If someone's confused, let them stay confused. If someone's angry, let them burn it out. Don't try to calm them down. Don't try to make that person cheer them up or whatever the fuck. Don't try and help the confused person solve the problem. Let them do it all on their own. Let them fail if they have to. Stay the fuck out of it. Let other people manage their own lives, even if they ask you for help. Your first response should be like, who could I redirect them towards who's even better than helping than I am? A professional, an expert, somebody they could pay, rather than becoming the expert, the controlling fixer in their life. Let other people sort their shit out. Now, this will be a tough one if you've created an environment where you're the fixer and you're the controller. All right, if you've been doing that for a long time, people are going to struggle to adjust to this change in you. So you might want to sort of talk them through it, let them know, look, I'm going to stop trying to fix you and stop kind of trying to control you, and all that helpful stuff I do is actually me trying to control you. It's not healthy. So you might notice that I sort of pull back a bit, but it's because I trust you to deal with shit on your own. And maybe if I stopped disabling you all the time, you would have more power. So I'm going to leave you to have that power and build that strength on your own. Try to reduce the amount of planning you put into your day beyond the sort of necessary appointments that you have to make and deadlines you have to meet. Try just winging it a bit more, allowing yourself to kind of go with the flow and be more spontaneous rather than trying to make sure every minute goes exactly the way it should. Say no to anything that's outside of your agreement. And what I mean by that is, say, for your work contract, don't take on extra tasks that either you don't have the time for or you're not contractually obliged to do. If it's in a relationship, it means not doing more than 50% of the work, not doing more than what your partner brings in, right? Making sure it's balanced, even if you don't do the same stuff, that you're putting in equal effort in some way. Don't ever do more than that. More than that's always an attempt to control something. Whenever you get unsolicited feedback or criticism, just respond with, it is what it is. No defense, no justification, no trying to change the way they see you. Even if they do it in front of a crowd and they've got the whole crowd believing something wrong about you, just go, if you want to believe it, believe it. It's yours, it's your belief. Do what you got to do, brother. And don't try to change their mind at all, especially when it's unsolicited. You didn't even ask for this. Recently I got an email from some dude who was kind of bizarre, where he started giving me like a breakdown of what was wrong with my psychology. I just didn't respond to him. There you go. Believe that I'm psychologically damaged if you want to, brother. I hope that information somehow brings you joy, because there's nothing I can do about it. I don't want to change your mind. Have the wrong impression of me. Yeah, fuck it, maybe you're right. Whatever it is, I'm leaving it alone. Right? Just let other people be wrong about you. Let them be unfair in their view of you. Let them be ungenerous in how they see you. Just let the fucking world burn. All right? You'll be surprised at how much easier it is than trying to make everybody think you're awesome. And the number one rule, be honest no matter what the cost. If you ever want a guaranteed way to let go of control, be honest when you feel like being honest is going to do damage. That's the easiest way to go, okay, this is going to go out of control right now. And you just say your thing. One, you'll be surprised at how often it's not as bad as you think it's going to be, which is actually most of the time. But two, most importantly, at the same time, you'll be A, letting go of control, and B, validating yourself. Those two combined are a very powerful recipe to transform from nice guy, people-pleasing, little control freak bitch to confident, masculine, secure person. Check out my Powerful Honesty course. There's a link below if you want to learn how to be powerfully honest and let go of control and people-pleasing by being honest. And of course, get in touch if you want support or coaching, dan@brojo.org. Thank you for watching. I'm not going to explain the hat. You're just going to have to let go of control of that one. Goodbye.